everyone, here we are ready to do some end of the year tie-dyeing. I have gathered all the materials that we're going to be using and I'm going to explain each one. Maybe you need to kind of look at what the package looks like and the process. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to be dyeing several different things because once you get all of your materials, you're going to have some left over. Let's not waste it. Let's have some fun. So I found this old dress. It's cotton. I'm going to tie-dye this dress. I am going to tie-dye regular t-shirts. No problem. I am going to tie-dye some pillowcases. That sounds kind of fun, right? I found an old silk shirt in my mom's closet. I am going to tie-dye a 100% silk shirt. So everything else is cotton, but this is silk, so we'll see how it turns out. And I have a regular shirt, one of my just plain white shirts. I thought, I'm going to see what it looks like tie-dyed as well. We're always using t-shirts to tie-dye. Let's see what this would look like. It might be kind of fun. But for you guys, if you just want to stick to your t-shirt, that is perfectly fine. Okay, we're going to start off with what I had said before. Maybe I had said it, I don't remember. Everything needs to be completely washed already. You do not have to dry it because we're actually going to be doing a wet process. So if you just wash it really good, take it out of the washer, we're ready to go. You don't have to dry the shirt. Mine are dry just because it took me a long time to gather all the stuff. Okay, so I have my bucket, which I love. I love my bucket. I use this all the time in our art class. I put 1 gallon of water, maybe a little bit more, that's fine. And I have this stuff called soda ash. It comes in a package like this. 2 packages come in the soda ash package. So soda ash is something that will help the dye absorb and be more vibrant. If you don't want to use this, you can totally skip this step, but I can't guarantee that your colors will be really nice and bright. They might be more muted, which is fine. You might like that. But the soda ash is something that I like to add. I've dyed probably, where'd my scissors go? I've dyed probably over 100 t-shirts just with the classes before. So I always use the soda ash. Just gonna add it to my water like that. And when I was going through all my tie-dye stuff, I was like, what am I using this ruler for? And then I realized, I guess it was just better than a spoon. I was in my classroom and I didn't have a spoon, so I grabbed a plastic ruler. So I'm just gonna mix this up. I'm gonna let that mix up for a little bit. And I'm gonna show you some other stuff. So I found this kit. It's pretty cool, all those cool colors, as in the opposite of warm, right? I have these little bottles. I think I'm gonna stick with these. I think this looks like fun. You're just going to add the water up to this line. The dye is already inside, and you have to be super careful because this dye is a little bit invisible. It could be already on the outside of your plastic. Sometimes these little caps are not completely secure, and they will open and let the dye out. So this dye will stain you, okay? It's going to eventually come off, but you don't want it to be on anything that could actually stain and be upsetting to you. So we're going to fill these up to here. I'm going to shake them real good in the sink. I'm also going to be wearing gloves. I'll show you that in a second. I also found black. I thought, I'm going to try some things with black. I think I'm going to do my silk shirt in black, and I'm going to do one of those dresses in black, and maybe I'll add just a little bit of black with those blues in there. Also, we're going to need lots of rubber bands. All of the kits will come with rubber bands. If you are using several different pieces or the whole family is getting involved, you still should have enough rubber bands. They usually put, a good 30 in there. When I was working with the schools, when I was doing it at school, I just went to my wonderful secretary in the office and I said, I need rubber bands. She didn't ask me what for, so now I have a bunch of them. So I just use these. Also, of course, you need your gloves. The soda ash is a little bit harsh to your skin. You don't want to touch that too much. And once you are using the dyes, you definitely want to cover your hands, otherwise you will have some staining. Okay, so what is the surface we're going to be using? So they should have in your kit a plastic mat that is already there. You can use this plastic mat. You want to make sure that you open it up, and then when you are finished, you're able to fold over on top of the item that you actually tie-dyed, and that's how it's going to sit. If you are going to be doing more than one thing and this gets messed up, all you have to do is, this is how I did it at school, because of course I didn't have this for 100 different t-shirts. I just used plastic bags from my trash can. So I just take my plastic bag, cut it down the sides. There's my plastic bag, cut it down the sides. Now I've got this huge surface area. I just use half of it and then I fold it with the other half. So it's perfect. All right, so the first step, and all of your kits are going to come with some really great instructions. If you want to do any of these different styles, go for it. I've seen this one. I've seen this one. That's a pretty cool one. You can go on the internet. You can look up anything you want. I was at an art show, and they had this really great family that did this amazing tie-dye art. And, of course, I had to buy this book. But this is not the same kind of dye. This is actually where you buy pigments and you're mixing them up. It's a completely different process, but it is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got my soda ash, and I've mixed it up pretty well. And like I said, let's not waste it. So get your brothers and sisters involved. Let's get a whole family of tie-dye t-shirts. Also, I found this little cool item. Where is it? This is a tie-dye resist pin. So if you wanted to, it's invisible. It's like an invisible ink kind of thing. If you wanted to write maybe your name on your sleeve or something really cool, when you tie-dye it, the tie-dye will resist and you'll have your name printed. I don't know, something to look at. Anyway, keep mixing my soda ash. Okay, and I'm going to show you. This is about a gallon. I'll show you how I can get all of these items into here. Oh, forgot my gloves. Better get my gloves on. I just told you to wear gloves, and here I am without my gloves. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to start off with my button-down Oxford shirt. Just going to stick it in there, get it all completely wet. Still plenty of room to stick some other things. I'm going to take my mom's silk shirt, stick it in there. Obviously, we have to have permission on what we're going to tie-dye. You probably should have a parent with you, right? If we were at school, I would be helping you. Here's my pillowcases. Ooh, yeah. That'll be cool. Still, lots of liquid in here. Lots of liquid. I'm going to let this soak a good 20 minutes. That's why I said I'm going to stop the video in just a minute. So this will be number 1, and then 2 will be the actual dyeing process. Here's my t-shirts. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting to the end. Maybe I'll just be able to do one of those dresses. And one, pull it out a little bit. Actually, I guess I'll wait on the dresses. It looks like that's about it. That's about all it'll take. There might be a little bit left over. I'm going to let this sit, and then when this time is up, let me kind of bring it over here. I'm just going to, I got it in my glove. It's not a clean project. It could get a little messy, so that's why I said make sure your surfaces are covered. But once we do the dye process, it's a little bit different. You are going to just make sure you wring this out nice. So it's just a wet piece of clothing. You don't want it soaking. You just want it wet. Okay. There we go. Get all of that out. But that's what you want. So this is where I'm going to start off next with everything wrung out. But I am definitely going to let this soak for another 20 minutes or so. Get my areas all prepped. And I will be back. Okay? All right. See you in video 2.